Have you ever heard of the phrase, you are what you eat? Because it's true, you really are what you eat. What you eat really can impact your entire health from head to toe. Today, I'm going to tell you what foods are good for your skin and what foods are not good for your skin, and what are the dietary tips that you can, use to have a good glowing skin. I'm Dr. Tanvi Vaidya. I'm a dermatologist and medical director of Derma MD clinics in Thane. If you like this video, please subscribe to this channel, and we keep putting up content about skin, hair and wellness, and I'm hoping you like the videos. Now let's get started. First of all, why this topic is because gut health is something that we often underestimate. We're so busy in our daily lives that we don't really get time to think about what exactly you're going to eat next. You get hungry, you grab whatever you find, and it's not always the right choice. So I'm just going to tell you very briefly. I don't want to complicate it. I'm someone who really believes in very easy skincare, easy living. It shouldn't be very hard. But I'm just going to broadly tell you what foods you need to incorporate into your daily life. To start with, the gut microbiome is basically the bacteria, the good bacteria that line your gut. This gut microbiome decides a lot of factors. As I said, cardiac health, neurological health, all of these things, even just your mood can be very much linked to your gut microbiome. Of course, that also extends to the skin. So do not underestimate this guy. To start with, the most important thing that you need to incorporate in your diet for a good skin health is antioxidants. So consume a lot of antioxidants in the form of fruits, vegetables, dry fruits, nuts, seeds. All of them are loaded with antioxidants. When I'm talking about antioxidants, I am particularly talking about things like vitamin C. Citrus fruits contain a lot of vitamin C, which is one of the strongest naturally available antioxidants. So that's something you can really load up on. Amla is excellent. Any citrus fruit, a lot of vegetables, all of them are very, very rich in vitamin C. So load up on those. Next, coming to omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids are also antioxidants. They are the good fats that we typically like to call them. These are fats that will help you. So dry fruits, nuts, seeds, flax seeds, chia seeds, these are all very, very important sources of omega-3 fatty acids. So try to load up on those in your regular food. Just add a little bit of it. If you're having a bowl of muesli, add some more seeds to it. Particularly for vegetarians, adding seeds to your diet makes a huge, huge, huge difference. If you're a non-vegetarian, fish is an excellent source of omega-3 fatty acids again. So load up on that fish. People who tell you that eating fish will cause vitiligo and all of that is nonsense. Even if you have fish with dahi, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. It will not cause vitiligo. That's a completely autoimmune issue. Nothing to do here. Fish is great for you. Please go crazy and have a lot of fish. Next comes vitamin D. Vitamin D is something we always associate with bone health, but it's also extremely important for your skin health. Drops in vitamin D have been found to cause a lot of skin conditions like rosaceas, your acne, psoriasis flares, eczema flares, all of that. Also, of course, hair fall. I've listed here some great sources of vitamin D that you can load up on and make sure you have in your diet every day. It's not just about sun exposure. A lot of people think that I don't step out in the sun. If I'm wearing sunscreen, I won't get my vitamin D. That's not true. Vitamin D is essentially absorbed first through your food. It's activated in your skin with the help of sunlight. Okay? So don't say that sunlight is your only source of vitamin D. Your food is your first source of vitamin D. Once you eat it in your food, then sunlight is going to activate it. Okay? Also, one more myth is sunscreens do not hamper vitamin D absorption at all. A lot of studies have been done and it has not been found that sunscreens can impact vitamin D absorption. So don't worry about that. Next comes iron. Iron is extremely important for, of course, your body functioning, but also for your skin and hair. It can cause a lot of pallor, it can cause brittle nails, it can cause hair fall, a lot of these factors. These are foods that are very rich in iron. One more hack that I routinely tell my patients, this is something we used to tell people when we were in government hospitals where, we had patients who couldn't afford a lot of these iron-rich foods. We would ask these patients to cook in iron vessels. That's actually a really nice, natural way of getting iron into your diet, even without hunting for too many different ingredients. Next comes vitamin B12. Now, vitamin B12 deficiency is one of the most common causes of pigmentation anywhere in your body. So, typically, knuckles getting pigmented, around your mouth, your perioral area getting pigmented, a lot of facial pigmentation, lip pigmentation, very often is linked to vitamin B12 deficiencies. So, make sure you're eating a lot of B12 rich foods in your diet. Now, for some reason, like if you're vegetarian and you're not able to get that B12 in, you're not able to consume that many B12 rich foods, do consider taking a supplement because you don't want to be deficient on that front. Next comes helping your gut microbiome is fiber and is pre and probiotics. Have a lot of fermented foods that really helps as a probiotic to help boost your gut's natural microbiome. Also, along with that, consider a lot of fiber. You need a lot of fiber, whether it's chia seeds or just like leafy vegetables. You need a lot of fiber in your diet to keep your gut functioning well. Very important. You can think of it, this is something when I was studying, I used to always think of fiber as a jhadu that cleans your gut out. It'll help you to absorb the right nutrients and prevent absorption of the wrong nutrients. So, extremely important to have fiber. All of these are great sources of fiber, again linking them here. Next is, of course, protein. Now, I know it must be really annoying to keep hearing every other person talking about how you need to increase protein in your diet, but it's true. I'm sorry, it is true. Even if you lead a completely sedentary life, you need 1 gram per kg body weight of protein every day, and that's really hard to meet. So, if you weigh about, say, 70 kgs, just saying on an average, and you lead a sedentary life, you still need 70 grams of protein. That's really hard to meet that level because, one egg, which is considered one of the best protein sources, one egg only contains 6 grams of protein. How many eggs do you actually eat in a day? So make sure you don't rely on just your eggs because you can't possibly eat that many eggs. You need to eat eggs, you need to eat, if you eat non-veg meat, you need to eat, if you're a vegetarian, mushrooms, soya, paneer, tofu, sprouts, dals, all of these are great sources of protein. Make sure you have some amount of protein representation in every meal. If you work out, if you're exercising, you need between 1.5 to 2 grams per kg body weight of protein. So it is really hard to meet this level. And if you're not consuming that much, believe you me, you are deficient. And you can achieve a healthier state if you consume that much amount of protein. A lot of these supplements have come out, like collagen supplements have come out. You don't need those if you're eating the right amount of protein. Finally, collagen is also a protein. Once you consume it, it's broken down to individual amino acids and then absorbed into your body. It may form whatever protein it wants to. It's not necessary that collagen kha ke collagen banega. It's just a very good mix of amino acids that are more likely to form collagen. In saying that, if you have a very good protein-rich diet, that itself contains those necessary amino acids that will help you form collagen and will help your skin grow. So essentially, you don't need to spend too much money on these supplements. If you just plan your meals right, you can get a really good protein-rich diet through your meals itself. In saying that, again, if you cannot meet your protein requirement, it's okay. Go ahead and take a protein supplement if you have to. Lastly, something that's not so spoken about is water. I know every celebrity will tell you that all they do is drink a lot of water and stay hydrated, and that's the secret to their glowing skin. Of course, that's not true. They also do a lot of other things. But in saying that, water is extremely important. So you need 2 to 3 liters of water every single day. Also account for the fact that we live in India. It's hot and humid, we sweat a lot, and we're losing a lot of water in the form of sweat. We're losing a lot of electrolytes. So don't go by just this 2 to 3 liters blanket figure. If you're sweating a lot, you're working out, or you're really outdoors a lot, you need to drink even more water. Make sure you're replenishing the losses that happen through sweating. Next, of course, coming to what foods to absolutely avoid. Mainly avoid sugar. Anything with a high glycemic index, try to cut down on it. When I talk about sugar, I'm talking about honey, dates, jaggery, anything that is going to get your blood sugar levels up fast. Your body doesn't care whether this was a processed sugar or it's a natural sugar. Sugar is going to be perceived as sugar, whether it's glucose, fructose, sucrose. I'm talking about those sugars. Biochemical sugars are going to get your blood sugar levels up. So try to cut down on those. Not just sugars, but also high glycemic foods, like for example, corn, maida, all of these are high glycemic foods. So try to cut down on those. Next, one more big bad guy when it comes to skin is dairy. So milk and all milk products typically cause something called an IGF-1 spike, which is insulin like growth factor 1, is something that spikes after you consume dairy products. This can worsen things like insulin resistance, it can worsen acne, it can worsen signs of PCOS if you have a hormonal imbalance. So, broadly, I'd really say try to cut down on dairy as much as possible. It's also a very pro inflammatory substance, so try to cut down on all dairy. Even when people are taking protein supplements, I've seen so many patients with acne who break out when they're using a whey protein. Now, whey isolate is more purified and whey isolate is better than a regular whey concentrate. So, if you have to use a whey protein, go for a whey isolate. If possible, if you can skip a whey protein and use a plant based protein instead, that would be even better for your skin. Lastly, of course, avoid processed food, avoid junk, avoid, you know the drill, don't eat that bag of chips. You know it's going to break you out. It's not good for your skin in the long run. So, of course, avoid those as well. Lastly, I'd like to talk about some myths that a lot of people have when it comes to food and their skin. One is applying food to your skin. I know it feels really nice to have these nice DIYs that you can do at home, and I'm all for it. Go for it. Things like honey, things like milk, things like curd, you can absolutely apply. It does feel nice. It's a natural way to take care of your skin, pamper your skin, all of that. But at the same time, things like lemon, baking soda, do not apply on your skin. You will end up burning your skin. Coconut oil is something that can be comedogenic. I know it works beautifully on a lot of people, but it can be comedogenic for some people. Broadly, what I'd like to say is food का जो benefit है will usually come when you eat it. That is how food can help your skin or your body maximally. When I apply, for example, lactic acid, like when I apply a lactic acid serum, I'm using a 10% lactic acid serum. When I use milk on my face, it's hardly less than a 1% strength of lactic acid in it. When a serum is prepared from these natural ingredients, it is just purified and strengthened. So I'm not saying applying milk or curd won't help you. It's just not at that strong a concentration. So applying food to your face probably won't help as much. Sorry, very controversial thing to say. Next is, I think I covered this, but when I tell people not to have sugar, they come and fight with me that, अरे but jaggery में क्या है? Jaggery तो healthy होता है. It's natural. Dates, it's a natural source. Why can't I eat it? I'm not saying you cannot at all eat these things. But when you're told to cut down on sugar, don't binge on honey and dates and jaggery because they are supposedly healthier than sugar. Finally, they also contain biochemical sugars like sucrose, glucose, and fructose, which are going to be perceived by your body as a sugar. It's going to get your blood sugar levels up. So, while yes, they are slightly healthier than refined sugar, does not make it healthy to eat these and binge on these. Everything in moderation, remember, always. Talking of natural, mangoes. We as dermatologists see a massive surge in acne around mango season because everyone's binging, including me, by the way. I've just made my peace with the acne. I'd rather have my mangoes. But we do see a clear increase in acne incidence around mango season, and that's real. I'm not kidding. Another thing I'd like to say, again, not a popular opinion, but ghar ka versus bahar ka khana. Bahar ka khana is criminalized, okay? It's not always bad. It depends on what you eat. If you're going to eat ghar mein tale hue pakode and outside you're going to go and eat a salad, it is still better to have a salad compared to ghar ke tale hue pakode. So don't just blanket label these things as I don't eat bahar ka khana, but at home you're eating, crap essentially, is not going to work. Make sure you choose healthier options wherever you go. Do not eat a pizza outside. Do not eat a burger outside. Eat, for example, if you're eating chicken, go for a chicken tandoori. It's much healthier than eating a butter chicken, right? So you can always choose a healthier choice when you have options in front of you. Don't generalize between ghar and bahar ka. Lastly, one more thing that I find very silly is people soak their dry fruits or nuts in water overnight and then they don't eat the dry fruits and nuts. They drink that water. Believe me, that's not really going to make that much of a difference. You'd rather eat the actual dry fruit and the nuts. Soak it, don't soak it, fine. But don't just drink the water and leave the nut. That makes no sense. So I really hope these tips have helped and I hope I haven't offended far too many people. If you have any questions, any opinions on this, please let me know. in the comments, and I'd be happy to answer them for you. If you like this video, do subscribe to our page, and we'll be putting out a lot more skincare and hair care and wellness content. See you next time.